Welcome to Penelope's Chinwag. It's a chat about, well, crafting, family life, nature. I was trying to think of something else, but yeah, it's just this and that. I show you what I've been knitting or sewing. I do quilting, patchwork. I don't do crochet. My hands don't like it. I do a little interview sometimes with my husband Pete or my mum or my friends if they're staying, and I like to hear from you if you'd like to leave a message. And yeah, it's a lovely feeling, isn't it, that we're all connecting, and that's really what the theme has been for a couple of weeks. Connecting. That's what I'm realizing, how what I talk about brings up memories for you, and how lovely that is. Well, I hope it is. I'm presuming. We don't presume. I was a counsellor for the NHS for 20 odd years, and that's one thing you don't do if you're chatting to someone. You don't presume anything. It's easy to presume what's in someone else's mind, isn't it? But we mostly or often don't get it right. So yeah, as a counsellor, I was always checking. So that's my waffle to start this week. What have we got? I've done a little film of, well, we call it our there and back walk. And today is Wednesday. Not sure what day I'm going to put this up, but I'm going to Scotland tomorrow. And I'm really looking forward to it. We're having a new door fitted from Everest. And all the Everest people are up in Scotland. And so I've had a jolly long chat with them about what Perth is like. And my ancestors came from Peterhead. I said we say Peterhead down here. It's Peterhead up there. And Pete said, well, he got on the phone afterwards because we had to pay some money and he'd sorted it all out. He said, I'm married to her. But I had a lovely chat with him. So I can't wait to get up there and be surrounded by Scottish people. So what's this one? Right. Well, right at the end is a photo of Pete's mum's brother. Well, that's Pete's uncle. Of course it is. But he died in, well, November the 6th, 1918. He went all through the war and died on the 6th. And, you know, they were going to be welcoming him back, and it never happened. And what makes him specially precious to me is that he looks like my grandson Jimmy. And yeah, they just look similar. There's something, I think it's the eyes, or there's something anyway. So Pete's mum never knew Jimmy because she died in 1985, and so she never knew him. But I reckon she'd really say, wow, you know, he looks like my brother. Although, of course, she never knew her brother. Oh, did she? Yes, I think she did. She was born in 1907 or 8. And he was, oh no, well, and he died in 1914, so she probably wouldn't remember him. Anyway, waffle about that. He's right at the end, just his photograph, to remember him this particular week. It's going to take me 5 minutes to pack for tomorrow because I know what I'm taking. And I've prepared here what I'm going to take craft-wise, because my friend Heather is a great crafter. I taught her how to do patchwork and quilting, and what she produces is super. And her mum is a great crafter. Super. Well, her mum's made me something here that I'm going to show you as a present. So I'm looking forward to a few crafty days, a few days where we're just having chats. And I'm going to meet up with a couple of friends that I've only ever met on Zoom, and we're having a meal together on Monday. So all in all, it should be jolly good. 6-hour rail journey. Well, I'm leaving here at 9, and I think we get there about 6:30. So it's a jolly long old day, but who cares? I love rail travel, and even if it gets delayed or this or that, I've got Heather to chat to and I've got my crafting to do, so hopefully it'll be all right. So that's it. Mum and I talk about 1951, 52. It's not that a joyous time in the world. And Mum briefly remembers what's going on for her. And then next time's 1953. It's a bit of a highlight in Mum's year, so we're looking forward to that. She has talked about it before. If you're a long-term viewer, you know that she's talked about her move to Harlow and her lack of cupboards where she lived in London and all of that. But now we're talking about it in relation to what was going on in the world. So if you wanted to catch up on Mum's chats, they're in a playlist of their own, Mum's chats. If you wanted to have a little look at the films, they're in a playlist on their own. So you won't get any chat, you'll just get birds and countryside. And if you want to listen to a bit of counselling, then that's in a playlist on its own too. So welcome. Shall I show you what I'm going to take craft-wise? Okay. I take a rucksack because I don't need hands for that. I bought this, I can't tell you how many years ago. I got it from TK Maxx. I didn't know then that it's Kipling. And it's as light as a feather, so light. So I pop that on my back. And what I'm going to put in there is, oops, needles on the floor. Hang on. I use 4 needles when I do my socks. Well, this is for Pete, so I have 72 stitches. So I have 36 on that needle, and then the other 36 divided on the other 2 needles, and use this one to knit with. So that's what I do. And I've made a little case as well. If you've long-time viewer, you've seen my cases. I like the little zip pocket. I put those in there. And I'm using this wool, which is, I'll have to put that on the screen if I can remember. It's got bamboo in it. I bought it from a local wool shop. I think it was about £6.25. So you get a lot out of that. So that's going in. I've done one. Here it is. I made it a little bit longer. And yeah, that fits in nicely. So that's what I'm going to put in my bag, so that on the train I can do that. I have to get a train from here to King's Cross International. So that'll be my knitting. And then what else am I going to put in there? I'm going to put my glasses, but they're my glasses that I see with, and I can see. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? But if I want to see long distance, I put those on. But generally, I'm not too bad. I don't need glasses to do close work. I don't need that. These are my sunglasses. So they'll go in my case. Right. That's my phone. I made that just out of Tilda, but I popped my phone in there. So my phone will be going in there. This is a little bag I made, just hexes. Put some little beads around there. And I keep some aspirins in there and bits and bobs. So that's going in. Is that going in this one? No, I don't need to carry that. That will go in the case. That will go in here. Phone, got to have it with me. My sunglasses will go in the case, so that's going in the case. These are going in my bag. This is going in my bag. I use this. I really like it. Neil's Yard Natural Defence Hand Rub. And, you know, I use that if I'm out and about, and it's the most gorgeous smell. What is it? Oh, it's gorgeous. Alcohol, obviously, and then it's lemon and citronella, all the things that, you know, are good for. Now, there is a Neil's Yard, I'm hoping, at King's Cross International, so I'm going to get another one of those, but that's going in the bag. Right. My hearing aids go in my bag. I only need those to, if somebody's got a soft voice, or if I'm watching telly, generally I can hear, but we will probably wear masks on the train, so I might not be able to, so they'll be going in there. I've got spare batteries, so they'll go in my case. I've got an exercise ball, so that will go in my bag because I'm having trouble with my hands at the minute, so that's good, which is why I haven't got my rings on. There we are. That's all for my bag. I travel light. Oh no, hairbrush. Oh, now I've got a few more things here. We wear these masks. We find they're really good. Got the little metal bit at the top. Oh, you can see I've worn that one. That will go in, as will several others. And then I made, you know, a little thing, tissues. And then I keep my little personal bits in there. So that's going in. That I put that on my back, light as a feather. That's all I need to travel. That's going in my case. Let me show you what else I'm putting in my case. I'm going to take this bag. It's one I made 4 years ago. Because when my dad died, he loved the pattern. And I made a lot. I've got to make another one for my granddaughter-in-law. She wants another one. So that's on the agenda. And she's coming to visit in January. So I need to get that done. But this is what I'm taking. All my Liberty print. And that will be stuffed full of crafting. So let me show you. Lipstick, that goes in my one on my back. You can tell I'm excited, can't you? Right, now I've got a bag full, which is going in my case, of my macarons. And also, I've got 2 to finish here. One with a little watering can, and one with just little flowers. That's the back. That's going to be the back. So I'm going to finish those. But also my friend Heather wants to learn how to make them. So I've got all the supplies in that bag. That's going in the suitcase. Right. This is going in the suitcase. My friend Dottie, her name is Dottie. I call her Dorothy. She made me this, and I love it. Tilda fabric. What gorgeous Tilda. It's the most, it almost feels like silk. And in here, as light as a feather, well, you see, it's a bit of a jumble because with Jan, I used all my silks. I got them all out. I bought this from Smart Frogs. Look at them, aren't they fun? Gorgeous silk. So all those, and it's got all little places that you can put the cards, that you can put your work, and a little flat pocket at the bottom. I adore it. I use it all the time. That's going in because we're going to be making some macarons. Okay, I'll put it in the bag later. And then I've got my little tin. I bought the sweets, the chocolates, just for the tin. So I've got my bits in there. I've got my needle case. My friend Sonia made me. I've got a little peppermint tin that my friend Kay, what do they call that? Decoupage? She decoupaged it. And I've got, you know, bits and bobs in there, so I need that. And then I'm knitting this for my new baby that's due in February. It's right at the beginning of February. So I went for that because I noticed she'd bought a navy blue baby grow for him. And I thought, oh, she's going to put him in darker colours because she had Mila before, didn't she, little girl? So I've got that, and I've knitted, this is the needles to do it with. I want to finish this off. There's just a little V-neck. So I've got to sew down the sides and do the little rib round the sleeves. It's so light, it won't take up any weight, but I can sit and do that. I might do that on the train and finish that off. But I need daylight because you can't see this navy I mean, it's a beautiful wool. I like it. Can you see the twist it's got? So I've just got to do round the sleeves. So I'm going to take that, finish off that. And then this, Adriaphil Ande. They call this a worsted Aran. It's 25% wool, 25% alpaca, and 50% acrylic, which makes it very, very soft and beautiful. And I'm knitting it for Tommy's mum, Lois. She's chosen the pattern. Oh, I was watching Gaga Knits, and she mentioned this lady. She knitted a sweater from her patterns, and I like this. Oh, is it The Knife Grinder's Daughter? Yes, I think that's it. Her name's Catherine Falkirth, and this is what I'm knitting for her. Very oversized, quite short, and the back's the same. Let's see if I've got... Yes, here we go. I like to have it printed out. So that's what I'm knitting her in this wool. So this I have to concentrate. So I thought, well, Heather and her mum might be busy and I might have some quiet time because every single row is different. It's a 36 row repeat pattern. That actually is 36 rows, if you can see it. So every row's different. So I thought that's ideal for if they're busy, they want to go out, I can sit quietly because I need to concentrate to get that done. So that's what I'm taking. That is my packing. Clothes-wise, that's easy. I'm going to take that dark sea salt dress with my leggings and my dungarees, my sea salt dungarees, and a couple of nice pullovers. That's all I need. Coming back Tuesday. So we're hopefully going, the weather doesn't look too bad. We're hopefully going to get out for some nice walks along the Inch. I'm not quite sure what the Inch is, but I'm going to take some film and let you know. And I'm looking forward to it. So you know that, and so I'm going to say cheerio. I'm going to do the fascinating fact now. Oh, it's so gorgeous. If I asked you, what is the smallest mammal in the world? Would you know? Are you guessing? Here's a good one for the children. Oh, chatting too much. You can see why people have drinks when they do longer videos. Anyway, yeah, what's the smallest mammal in the world? Carry on watching and you'll find out. I'll see you after that. Kitti's hog-nosed bat. It's named after the man who discovered it in 1973. It's about 1¼ inches long, or 13 millimetres, with a wingspan of approximately 5 inches, or 13 centimetres. Kitti's hog-nosed bat is the smallest known bat and is one of the smallest mammals. In fact, it's so tiny that it's sometimes called the bumblebee bat. It has a pig-like nose, the complete absence of a tail, and large ears. These bats can be found only in the Sai Yok National Park in Thailand and in nearby parts of Myanmar. Like many other species, Kitti's hog-nosed bats employ echolocation when on the hunt for insects. Having wings that are long for its size, the mammal is well adapted to hovering, which may enable it to pluck prey from the foliage of trees. When roosting, the animal prefers the warm upper regions of limestone caves with high ceilings and many chambers. places that afford more protection and minimise the loss of body heat, which is an important consideration for tiny warm-blooded mammals. What wonderful instincts and abilities these amazing little creatures have. Isn't that just the cutest thing? Absolutely gorgeous. Well, it's not a thing, is it? Creature. Absolutely gorgeous. But they're under threat because of logging. Same old, you know. Let's hope they manage just to find their little niche there in the warm caves of Thailand. And one of my viewers is off to Thailand on Sunday. So while I'm in Scotland, she lives in Scotland, she's going to be toddling off to Thailand as a surprise for her son. So I hope you have a lovely time. Right, talking of cute and gorgeous, I put up here little Tommy. I haven't seen him because he went down with a dreadful cold. And now his mummy's got a chest infection. She suffers from asthma and she's very prone to it. So she's on antibiotics now. And so my daughter, I think she's looking after Tommy quite a lot and has taken him to, play school and all of that with her. And she sent me a picture of him sitting up in bed, which is so gorgeous. And I said, what a happy baby. He loves everything. And she said, yes, except going in the car seat, Mum. He screams. And the other children she looks after, they put their fingers in their ears when he's screaming. So she had him on her own for the day on Monday, and he went in the big boy's chair. He didn't scream at all. He sat there like Lord Tommy. So I put those pictures up as I'm talking. And also at playgroup, just bear in mind, he was 10 months. Yeah, he was 10 months on the 28th of October. So it's not long ago. And there he is now. He's wanting to drive, not only sit in the big boy's seat, but he's wanting to drive the car, which he had a go at doing. So that's my indulgence to show you another cutie. So we'll toddle over to Mum's now and listen to 1951 and 1952. So I'll see you after that. We're at 1951, Mum.
We're still there.
Yeah, yes. We're still there. Yes. Yes. Well, we did a bit of 1951, didn't we?
Yes,
but then we didn't get it filmed, did we? So what was happening with you with 1951, Mum?
1951.
I think
you were 2.
I was 2. Yes. Did you move round to where Nanny lived?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were there then.
Yeah.
We had the upstairs flat, the whole of the upstairs.
Well, that was amazing for you, wasn't it, Mum?
Yes, because that was only just a few doors from Dad's mum and Dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our kitchen then was a bedroom.
Right.
But the bathroom had a big wooden board over it.
Okay.
And all our kitchen stuff was put in there.
Yeah.
We could move the board if we wanted a bath. We could move.
Oh, you could have a bath at home now. So life was a bit easier for you.
Yes.
But I know that you've often worried about when you used to talk about these years because it was the Korean War.
Yes.
And for you, that seemed to affect your mind more than the Second World War in a way.
Because Dad had been in the Air Force for 2 years after the war.
Yeah.
But then a lot of our men were sent to the Korean War.
Right.
Not necessarily, I think, to fight in Korea, but in the surrounding places.
And also Korea, Mum.
Yes.
Yes.
And there was a few regulars who did go to Korea.
Oh,
and
yes.
did fighting. It was one of a small, what they called a small war, but a terrible war.
It wasn't, yes. When I read this, Mum, really, the whole of 1951, it's all about the Korean War.
Yes.
It really is. I like this little bit, though, about the BBC. Let's see if I can get it here. Radio news bulletins are to be read by only 8 people instead of 19. The BBC, reverting to a wartime system, wants its home and light programme announcers to become easily recognised. The purpose is to have consistency of pronunciation and performance. No men with dialect voices and no women will be among the chosen 8.
No.
So if you've got an accent, you're out, and if you're a woman, you're out.
Yes.
People don't like momentous events such as war and disaster to be read by the female voice. Says who, I wonder? Because they're read by the female voice now, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then we've got another sliver of the UK's meat ration because negotiations with Argentina reached deadline, and the ration, a further reduction on a tiny 1 6p worth, is the lowest it's ever been.
Yes.
The meat shortage has created a growing black market, Mum.
Yes. And as that television programme used to say, it was all under the counter.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
It still is. In 1951, it's still under the counter, Mum. Yes. American presidents are to be limited to a maximum term of 8 years in office.
Yes.
That's it.
And that's still the same now, isn't it? 8 years.
Yes. And because Roosevelt, it says, was elected 4 times and he died after serving 12 years in the White House. That's not allowed now.
No.
Yeah. But it says here the average housewife works a 15-hour day, Mum.
Yes.
The average housewife works an astonishing 75-hour week and still has to put in overtime on Saturdays and Sundays. This picture has been built up by a mass observation pilot study which looked at 700 working-class homes in the London region. Mrs. Average Housewife has a normal working day of 15 hours. Yes. They've got the tyranny of meals and by children demanding attention. About a quarter of her day is spent in the kitchen.
Yes.
Would you say that was right with you, Mum?
Oh, yes.
Says most women do their shopping on a Friday.
Yes.
Did you?
Always weekends.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Spending between 10 shillings and £2.
Yes.
When she does get some time to spend to herself, the housewife spends it reading, listening to the radio, watching television, or going to the cinema.
Oh.
I wonder what you
don't
did.
Think we had a television then.
1951. No, you didn't, Mum. No?
Because...
you got it for the coronation,
No, I didn't get it for the coronation. I went to Eddie's.
Right,
Dad's brothers,
Uncle Eddie's, yes.
Because he was the only one in the family then that had a television, and he lived in a prefab, because that was after the war.
Yes.
The prefabs were built because there wasn't enough places, housing for people, and so he had enough room to have the family there.
The family, and you watched it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, George the Sixth, Mum, has a major lung operation in 1951. Yes, of course, this is leading up to his death, isn't it?
Yes.
And Churchill arrives back at number 10. And December 1951, the hits, Shall We Dance?
Shall we dance?
King and I, is it? Yes, King and I.
Shall we dance? Shall we dance?
Yes.
Yes, my word, that was...
So that was the hit. We got the row over missing POWs, Mum, because, still bringing them back.
Yes.
British prisoners of war held incommunicado in Korea, Mum.
Yes.
So yes, there was 1,100 there. So that really got in your psyche, didn't it, about the Korean War?
Well, because it was a war between North and South Korea.
Yes.
And it affected
the world,
the countries around them, and all the world got involved.
Yes, that's right. Oh, well, Elizabeth the Princess became a queen while on safari. That was in February 52.
Yes.
Yep.
They were out in
Was it Kenya, Mum?
probably was Kenya. I can't.
Treetops Hotel in Kenya.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Because they made a lot of the fact that they were in this Treetops Hotel when the news came through to them.
That's it.
That she was queen.
And the sequence that Gene Kelly sings in his title number, Hollywood Singing in the Rain. The War in the Pacific ends. Anne Frank's moving diary is published. She was 13 when she began keeping her diary in 1942. And it was published in June 1952.
Yes, that was real life about the war, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, about her.
Yes, that was
her part in the war.
Yeah. Across the Atlantic and back in 8 hours. A Canberra bomber today broke all records when it made the first transatlantic round trip in a single day. That's amazing, isn't it?
When you think of when Concorde came.
Yes, and Pete Stab went on Concorde just round in a circle, but he went up there.
Yes.
The first atomic bomb is tested by Britain, and Ireland disappears as America tests the first hydrogen bomb. A device believed to be a hydrogen bomb was exploded by the United States. A complete island disappeared in the blast. Oh, how scary is that?
There was so much going on then, experimenting in all different things.
And Richard Attenborough, that's David Attenborough's brother, isn't it? He plays the detective in Agatha Christie's The Mousetrap. Yeah. I went to see that, but it's still going, I think, for so many years. Yes, absolutely. So in December now, we've glided through. We're up to December 52. I'm Singing in the Rain is the hit.
Oh, Gene Kelly.
So now we've got this January 1953, and I know in 53 I think you moved to...
We moved to Harlow.
You moved to Harlow, didn't you? But in 1952, I think your dad died. So quite a momentous year for you.
Yes.
So that's 51, 52. We're gliding through these years, Mum. Because 53, then you moved to Harlow.
Yes. Oh.
Yes.
That was a new world entirely.
Yes.
Apart from a new life, because it changed completely then.
That war in Korea ended. Yes. And you've got better housing, and you've got through another little bit of difficulty, if you like, haven't you?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, and Dad's life changed then.
Right, okay.
Because of his travelling from Harlow and into London, and his work changed.
Yes.
So that...
Your life
apart from moving to Harlow, our life changed anyway.
It did. Well, thanks for joining us. We've had a right waffle today, haven't we?
It's lovely.
Yes.
And we've gone on a bit from 1951 to 52.
Yes. Yeah, I thought we won't hang around.
No. But next time we'll talk about Harlow
and what was going on in the world while you were enjoying your new flat.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
I hope you enjoyed that. It was nice to be with Mum yesterday afternoon. It was hammering down. We thought, it's going to interrupt the film. It was chucking it, but it's all right. And I've just read that there's a hurricane due in Florida now, so I hope if you're viewing from there that it's not too bad for you. By the time you watch this, it'll all be over. I don't know what weather. So it just is the end of the episode now, and I usually end with a film. And this little film, well, on Sunday, our friends had left Sunday, and poor things, they had to drive all the way back to Norfolk in the pouring heavy rain. And it was so dreadful here. And then it was almost getting dark and a rainbow appeared. So I took that from my bedroom window because it was just over the sea and the boats, and the reflection came into the kitchen on the windowsill, and then the rain stopped, and honestly it was almost dark. But suddenly it was like somebody had switched the lights on outside. I quickly got my phone. I haven't doctored the photograph at all. It's just as I took it. And it's the garden in this beautiful light. And as I say, it was nearly dark, but somebody switched the lights on out there. And then, it got really dusk. And it was then the night before the full moon. And I'm glad I took it then because it was shining in the bedroom window. But the next day it was cloudy. So we got the full moon, the rainbow, a lovely picture of the garden, a walk along there and back into town. She was quite, well, it was lovely. After the winds and that, it was nice to look at. I'll say cheerio, and I'll see you next time. And I'm not quite sure when I'm going to put this up. You'll know because you'll be watching it. But I'll see you when I'm back and when I've had time to do a vlog. So take care and enjoy your week. Enjoy your travel if you're traveling, and take care if the weather's not very good where you are. Yeah. Bye then. Bye.